Hello and welcome to our reading for the week of February 19th to 25th, 2023. Now this week is, the cards here are quite interesting. I was trying to look at them from a elemental perspective because the first thing when I'm pulling the tarot is there's a tremendous amount of fire here. We've got some watery energy here and we've got a lot of earth energy up here. And a few other things that have to do with the ways in which we are committing ourselves to the future. So let's begin. We've got, the Golden Dawn Tarot. Okay, we've got over here. I have the Norse runes, of course, Osho Zen deck. I have the Wisdom of the Tao, Moonology, the Avebury Oracle, and also the Gateway Oracle by Denise Lin. And these are all and by the way, this one's by Melanie Jones. Just want to make sure I give the credit there. We've also got the Essential Oil Oracle, and I've got my own Antarian Oracle as well. So trying to switch it up a little bit. I always tend to use some of the same decks over and over again, so I thought let's try something a little different today. Wow, okay. So if we look at our tarot reading, tremendous amount of fire here. We've got the Nine of Wands, the Seven of Wands, and the Two of Wands. Okay, and the fact that they're in this order is rather interesting because this is showing a whole lot of effort and energy. This is all very, very defensive energy. It's the idea of, standing up for what you think is right. Looking out very strongly. There's a sense here of kind of looking around very strongly. Usually this in the Rider-Waite deck, this shows a person kind of surrounded by staves or by wands, and he's holding on to one, and he's kind of in this posture of somebody who is, acting as a sentinel, guarding something. But the thing is about this kind of a thing, about putting this much energy into something, you may be spending a lot of time fighting and being in defense when what you actually just kind of need to do is, relax, simplify, go with the flow a little bit. So I don't know, there's this, with the Two of Wands to me is about preparation. It's about getting ready to move out into something new. And I feel like this is about, I feel like the overall message here is we're putting out a lot of energy right now, but we need to recognize that we're still in the preparatory stages of something. So, so take a step back and remember just where you are in the process. It's fine to feel energized about things and to want to do things. But time is also a factor here, and appropriate preparation is also a factor. If we go up to the Earth cards here, we have the New Moon in Capricorn, which says that your hard work is paying off. This is actually usually a very good omen for new jobs and for new financial situations. But again, there's this idea that we are still in a planning phase. We want to make sure that we're not in situations where either others are trying to control us or that we are maybe trying to control too much. Again, sometimes there's this overburst of energy in terms of control. And it seems to suggest that, but it's the new moon in this one, just like it's the two here. So that, you are, this is new. I mean, it's something that's at the beginning. You're prepared, you should feel confident, you should feel like you have everything at your disposal, but it is a beginning. So you're taking practical steps towards something, and it's urging you to be very practical. At the same time, we have the dog card, the intuition card from the Wisdom of the Tao Oracle. And again, dog is another earth element card. And one of the things it's suggesting that comes up with this is, we tend to worry about things. We tend to over-speculate, to worry about outcomes, to worry about security. And the intuition card, it seems to indicate that you already have a very good grasp of things that are going on in your environment. So, so be prepared. You can trust your gut on a lot of things. And a lot of times, as we're making decisions, we're only very focused, we're kind of taught to be that way, to focus only on the numbers, to focus only on what's right in front of us and only on what seems to make rational sense in the present moment. But sometimes we have to allow for the fact that we don't have the full context of a situation yet. And that if we are just at the beginning isn't going to show us what the end looks like. So So definitely here there's definitely a sense of kind of relaxing into your intuition. The dog card is also very nice because it suggests somebody who's very loyal and friendly, and surrounded by good friends and by support as well. So there's a lot of comfortable energy here, and I think this strong urge to kind of move ahead. And yeah, Tewa's reversed in the runes. That really kind of goes along with this energy here, because Tewa's is the warrior rune, and when it's reversed, it's warning against ill-timed action. Don't be hasty to do too much too soon, because you don't want the force of what you're doing to spill away. You don't want to, rush something too much and then have it fall apart. There's this idea that you want to take a step back and give something the time to manifest in the way that it does. Because if we act too quickly and do too much, we could run the energy and the resources out for the thing before we even really have a chance to do it. So this just cautions us to remember that, yeah, we're fired up and that's great, but also that things are going to take time. More on the watery side of things, I have the New Life Tunnel over here from the Antarian Oracle, and this is about connecting with feminine energy, particularly. Because we live in a world that is very, very, very highly connected to masculine energy. And when I say that, I mean energy that is highly logos-driven, highly verbal, highly rational. And again, that kind of goes along with the idea of the intuition. We need to be more in touch with the world of feeling. And that includes the world of sensuality, the world of playfulness, the world of just experiencing rather than always having to evaluate. So, and also feminine energy, at least in traditional kind of yin yang way of thinking, is more passive. There are versions of female energy that are very, very active, like, for example, the Hindu Shakti. But I feel like there's, especially along with the going with the flow card, there's a kind of a passivity there. So there's this sense of, you're fired up, you have your plan, but you have to remember to kind of go with the flow and give it time. There may be just certain things that have not manifested yet. So it's better to, again, connect with that intuition and take some time out to stop and enjoy things and not be in such a hurry to reach an outcome. You're, again, New Life Tunnel, you're at the beginning of the tunnel. You're not, the tree that's represented in the background there, the woman is walking towards, which is the sort of a tree of life. You're walking towards it. You're not there. You're not your destination. And, and that's fine. I mean, it's, just remember to be where you are, going with the flow. I mean, again, this is an ace card. It's a beginning card. So, you're at the beginning, and this is watery. This has to do with emotion, has to do with feeling. So this is a time when, you have your security and your solid plan, but you also need to make sure you're paying attention to your feelings and not being impatient. If we are feeling impatience and that's part of our flow, then we need to kind of constructively deal with that. Sometimes when we're very impatient, it's just an excess of energy that needs to be channeled into something. So it doesn't necessarily have to be channeled into that. It can be channeled into, I don't know. I feel like what's jumping into my head is things like, talking with a friend, spending some time, hashing things out or talking, or even, being put into a creative project of some kind, even if it's something that seems quote unquote unimportant. There's some way in which you want to take your energy and put it somewhere else so that you're not rushing the process, so that you're able to kind of balance that out and just be where you need to be at this point. Now, these two Oracle decks, both of which I had purchased in England, and this one, not unsurprisingly, in the town of Avebury. This is interesting because you have the commitment card. It says you're ready for the commitment, the way is clear. And that, I kind of feel like it goes along with this new moon in Capricorn. There's a, you're ready, you know what the path is. You know where you're supposed to be going at this point. There's no need to doubt yourself. And you are already committed. It's just that the commitment is a path. It will take some time. We also have the Breaking Barriers card over here in the Gateway Oracle. And yeah, so there's definitely this sense of, I'm not ready to wait. I need to break out of my limitations. And I feel like in this case, these limitations are mental. We want to get out of the mindset of, it's not happening now, so therefore it's not happening at all, or I'm not capable. or I'm doubting the whole project, maybe I should shelve it. It's, this is an energy of breaking out of those mental barriers that we put around ourselves, the kind of worry and fear that we might get because we are so concerned that we are, not going to do the right, we're not doing the right thing. Or that, the fact that we're not seeing results immediately means that it's not happening, okay? And finally, we have this, and I have 2 cards here today because 2 came out when I was pulling. The first one we'll have is the blue tansy, which is the ignite. Where do I go from here is the trigger statement. And the true statement is, I allow life to flow through me. And the message is, inspiration has arrived and will work through you as you move forward. And the other one is lavender. Okay, this is the balance card. It says, the trigger statement is, no one understands me. The true statement is, I ask for what I need. So it says, from a place of love, you need to stand up and speak your truth. What you wish for is what the universe wishes for you. Okay, so so there's this idea, we have this idea of inspiration, of fire, and the idea of needing to stand up for yourself. So we have the breaking barriers. We have this kind of a thing. But remember, too, that in doing this, this is that first step out of the gate, and you can feel refreshed, you can feel inspired, you can ask for what you need, but at the same time, you don't want to rush through things. Do remember that this is part of a bigger process and a bigger situation, and you will be getting the answers that you need. So, so don't feel discouraged that the things that you have been doing may not be manifesting quite in the way that you want them to yet. That's my reading for this week. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great week, and until next week.